What's up, my ducklings? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about vaping news.
Andrew Makajani is all about healthy living. Except for one little thing. He vapes.
The only thing it kind of gives me sometimes is that buzz.
That buzz killed today by Canada's first case of vaping-related illness.
I'm sure all of you guys heard about all the controversy, the conspiracy about vaping and vaping-related illnesses. And if you guys are smart enough, you'll know that a lot of this is kind of portrayed and manipulated by the media as all vaping is bad.
Seema's story is just the latest in a landslide of incidents linked to vaping, sparking what many officials are calling a national health crisis.
So I'm sure you all heard as well that a lot of illegal illicit cartridges have been made with Vitamin E Acetate, which is actually a skincare oil product that has been released onto market as an illegal product. What does that mean? Basically, since there has been a ban on flavors for a lot of states, that means a third party / black market had to come into play to make up for that ban. Right? People are going to want these cartridges, people are going to want these pods, and the only way to get them now, because they're banned, is from an illegal source. What do these third-party sellers do? They fill them with juice, but they also fill them with vitamin E. That's just basically a placeholder to save costs, make it cost effective. I'll get more into the details later on in the video. I'm just trying to make everyone realize that vaping, yes, it's not cleaner than air, and putting anything in your lungs is technically not the best thing, but I will tell you it's 95% safer than cigarettes. Why is the media talking about vaping that caused only 8 deaths in America as opposed to the 480,000 people that die a year from smoking? It's mind-blowing. There's conspiracies behind that saying that the tobacco companies are freaking out and they don't know what to do, so they're kind of making up stories or trying to pin vaping as actually terrible, even though it only caused 8 deaths. 480,000 deaths in a year as opposed to 8 deaths in a decade. People have been vaping for a decade now and there has not been a single problem. So it's kind of odd that we have this flavor ban and then for some reason people are dying, people are getting illnesses. It just doesn't match up. So what I'm going to talk about is a bunch of cases related to vaping. A gentleman named Ricky D'Ambrosio from California purchased a THC cartridge from a legitimate source, and once he finished the cartridge he started to realize he was feeling not so good. He ended up puking and vomiting and eventually had to go to a hospital. He was in the hospital for 10 days and 4 of those days he was in a medically induced coma.
Ricky D'Ambrosio is struggling to stay alive. His mother, Christy, says her 21-year-old is in respiratory failure, and doctors tell their family vaping may be to blame.
So that sounds very odd. Like, we don't really usually hear vaping causing comas. Like, we wouldn't vape then. It just doesn't make any sense. How is this happening all of a sudden? He was one of 530 people that reported a vape-related illness around September 10th. The main message of that was to not buy THC cartridges off the internet or on the streets. The main problem is here, people are buying third-party pods / THC cartridges, which is the main thing here. Remember, vaping nicotine and THC cartridges are completely different. The problem is the media is categorizing nicotine vaping with THC cartridges. They're putting in one little bundle here. So that means when people hear vaping, they're going to associate vaping with nicotine and THC cartridges. It just doesn't make any sense.
But you did hear from the FDA is that the root cause of these problems are not nicotine-containing products, but what they're really focused on are illicit black market THC products.
THC cartridges are causing most of the illnesses with illegal compounds in them, like vitamin E acetate. Makes no sense. It kind of pisses me off because now everyone's coming to me saying, oh, what's going on? I can't vape. I can't do this. I'm gonna die. All that shit. Whoa. Slow down. Read the internet. Read the news. Even my parents come to me. Stop vaping. You're gonna die. There's a first reported case in Canada. That's another thing. We didn't have any reported case in Canada for a decade. Now we have a reported case. Why? Because this person probably bought an illegal cartridge because he was not able to get a flavor that he wanted somewhere in the States or wherever it was in the world, and then he ended up vaping something that he wasn't supposed to. So these THC cartridges are being stuffed with chemicals that are not supposed to be in there, like skincare, vitamin E, acesulfame, whatever. This is what FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb said about cartridges. If you ask what happened, there was a surge in popularity of CBD vapes by national brands this summer, which makes sense. They get so popular, they're gonna keep buying cartridges cartridges. Remember, a lot of states have not had THC/cannabis cartridges legalized. The only way to get that is to purchase it illegally. Where do they buy from? People on the streets. Sites that are not even approved, basically. So people are buying all this stuff, and look what's happening to them. Facts show 38% of 21-plus-year-old adults smoke cannabis in fully legal states. That's pretty high. 72% of all cannabis users in fully legal states are smoking cannabis through inhalation, aka vaping, aka THC cartridges, aka why people are getting sick. 72% is a huge number. Not many people are smoking joints and just the raw herb by itself. So people are buying these cartridges and they're getting sick, and that's what the media is failing to do, and it gets me so mad.
Makes my skin crawl.
You don't understand how annoying it is to see article and news post after news post saying, look, vaping nicotine is gonna kill you. But they have no studies proving that. We've been vaping for 10 years. What's the problem? It doesn't make any sense. How could this pop up all of a sudden after a flavor ban? You tell me. Donald Trump is enforcing a new law saying he's gonna ban all flavors, everything. And that's gonna cause an even bigger problem. Think about it.
Vaping has become a very big business, as I understand it, but we can't allow people to get sick. But people are dying with vaping. So we're looking at it very closely.
So people are buying cartridges illegally because it's not legal there, and people are buying flavored pods because they're not legal or they're banned. They're gonna look for other sources to get these pods and cartridges. It's very basic. There's a lot of things out there. Guns are not legal everywhere. People buy them on the black market. They ship them, whatever it is. It just doesn't make any sense. The more you try to ban things, the more there's gonna be an opportunity for a black market or a third-party seller to make cartridges, THC, you name it, whatever it is. My point is, banning flavors is a terrible idea. If you ban flavors, you're giving no one the choice or the opportunity to actually speak their voice and their opinion on what they actually like on stuff. Irresponsible young adults are abusing cartridges and THC pods and vape pods. As adults, the ones that make our own decisions get penalized for it. It's not fair. Doesn't make any sense. I have people all day coming to me in my comment section, Instagram, Facebook, saying thank you for helping me quit smoking. Thank you for the best reviews. Thank you for actually making me a good decision. Thank you for getting me off freaking cigarettes, man. Like that gets me, that's warming my heart. And this is why I'm making this video, because I want people to realize, yes, vaping, again, like I said, it's not the cleanest thing. It's 95% safer than cigarettes. It might not be the safest, but it is proven to be safer than cigarettes. And by banning all these flavors, you're eliminating everyone's capability of actually choosing their own things and practically vaping. You're not letting people vape. Some people have such a bad nicotine addiction from smoking packs and packs of cigarettes a day that they need some kind of gateway to help them actually eventually quit. Vaping is not just to, hang on to. Vaping is also a means of slowly trying to quit because they need some kind of fix. Last week in Arizona, they announced the arrest of two men who made $380,000 worth of cartridges that were not legal. It's a big number, including the dang brand linked to most of the 53 vaping-related lung illnesses studied in Illinois and Wisconsin, along with guns and cash. So these people made cartridges illegally in their basement and sold it to everyone, legitimate sources and non-so-legitimate sources, and people got screwed. They bought the products, and 53 of those cases have basically caused those lung-related illnesses. 53 is a big number. Who knows? There could be all those cartridges out still right now that people have not purchased. We don't know. This is why it is so dangerous to ban certain flavors and not legalize cannabis in certain states. There's always going to be a gateway for people to make third-party stuff because they could capitalize on that. They're going to make money. These third-party people, they're going to make a shit ton of money. Of course they are, because they're going to be like, oh, this is in demand. I want this product. That's what's going to happen. It's basic economics. It's basic marketing. It's very simple. You ban one thing, they make something else, so on, so on, so on. Why ban it? Why penalize us? Why? Anyhow, in Mendocino County, their local police has seized $5 million worth of cartridges. $5 million. And all of them were contaminated THC oil products. They're all contaminated. $5 million worth of cartridges. Imagine those being contaminated. It's freaking ridiculous. That means everyone that's going to get these THC cartridges are going to get sick. They're having contaminated THC oil. 450 cases is going to be the starting point. It's going to keep going up. By the way, these cartridges had 7,000 times the amount of pesticide inside the THC oil. So imagine 7 times stronger pesticides in an oil and you're vaping it. And again, you're vaping it. THC cartridge, not nicotine vaping. Point I'm trying to get at. Don't blame nicotine vaping for these vape-related illnesses. You're gonna scare everyone. You're gonna lose a market, and it's dumb. okay? It's dumb. Everyone knows it's dumb. Everyone can agree with me. These men were arrested and they admitted to selling to legitimate sources and not so legitimate sources. They admitted that. So you could go to a legitimate establishment that's fully good and legal and still purchase these cartridges that these companies have made. These people, these third-party people. That's scary. That's freaking scary. Like, no one would want to buy anything at that point. People get scared. It's terror. When people are scared, they try to stay away from anything or everything that has caused that terror, right? Pretty common sense. Also, since they banned JUUL pods, that means they're gonna make third-party JUUL pods that are filled up with juice, and these juices can have contaminants in them. It's easier to put contaminants in a JUUL pod that's manufactured by someone else as a placeholder. People are cost savings by putting vitamins and all these other chemicals, by putting half THC juice or oil and then putting half vitamin E or whatever pesticide or whatever chemicals in the product. It makes sense for them. They make money off it. It's genius from them, but terrible for us. Like, clearly people are dying. Pathetic, and people are abusing this just for money. In the end, it's all money. That's all we know. Like, it's pathetic and it's bad, and it's giving us regular nicotine vapors a bad name. So everyone's looking at us differently. It's terrible. Instead of the media manipulating people and persuading people about vaping, they should actually stop lying. They should tell us the legitimate facts. Instead of causing this fear for business or to scare people, why don't you actually tell them factual evidence that shows what's going on?
But we have a big concern, which is that without a clear message coming out from our public health officials, they're conflating all vaping or the use of e-cigarettes with nicotine with street-bought, black market THC products. And that's it's dangerous not to send the appropriate warning.
I have to go on all these third-party sites, Facebook, Instagram, Vice, to see that the truth is actually out there. And the media, all the news channels, the main news channels you see on TV, are not giving the full details about vaping. It's so sad to see. And they're causing this terror among people. Yes, it's bad, and I hate what's going on. But you have to also realize that you cannot categorize people vaping THC cartridges and vaping nicotine into the same thing, and then blaming JUUL pods and all this stuff for vape-related illnesses. You just can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. It's sad to see everyone come to me and think they're gonna die because of vaping regular nicotine. It's really sad to see, and I have to basically reassure everyone that that's not gonna happen. Like, that sucks. That tells me the media and the news has already gotten to people and made them think that vaping is bad.
There are all kinds of things circulating about what might have been the cause. The link that's common to the cases appears to be that they were all using electronic cigarettes of some sort.
Illegal THC cartridges and vaping nicotine are not the same, okay? Like, stop. The media, stop. Also, to kind of reassure you, vaping has killed 8 people in the last decade, okay? You can die from the common cold. 56,000 people die from the common cold. You're more likely to die from the common cold than vaping. Not saying vaping's great, but the statistics is very minimal. People are dying because they're vaping things they're not supposed to. Very unfortunate, and I do have all my condolences with the people that have had the illnesses or have passed away. It's terrible, and I'm so sorry that has happened to you. But we also have to realize we can't pin other people and vaping for problems that are happening around the world, or problems that are happening in the States or Canada, or stuff that our legal system is not controlling or putting strict laws on. It's all come down to who's on the top, who's enforcing this stuff, who's strict on this. Unfortunately, since they're making it too strict, as in banning everything, they're making other markets open for these illegal illicit products to be made. It's very, very, very sad, and I'm so sorry that whoever has had this experience should never ever have that. I wish people would understand vaping saves lives. It does. A cigarette as opposed to vaping, think about it. Stop making us think that vaping nicotine is bad. THC cartridges with illegal vitamin E illicit products in them are bad, and that's straight up. That's simple as it is. What bothers me even more is that Trump is persuaded by the media.
A lot of people are reading it, but people are dying with vaping. So we're looking at it very closely, and you know, if nothing else, this is a conference that's going to let people know about it, because people are going to watch what we're saying.
He wants to ban everything. Oh, kids are doing this, kids are doing that. He doesn't even know the full story, as weird as it sounds. He doesn't know that people are smoking these illegal cartridges. And if Trump was smart, he would get down to the point. He would actually try to figure out what the problem is. Do a little research. You're a goddamn president. Look into this stuff. And then you'll figure out that maybe it's not actually vaping that's killing people. Kind of weird that a president doesn't know this. Anyhow, understand that a huge chunk of vapors are underage. But you also cannot penalize us adults that make our own decisions that are legal age. What they should do is figure out the black markets, figure out all the production sites, figure out all the legal stuff that's being made out now, and stop that instead of penalizing people that are not getting sick and not doing anything wrong and all that stuff. Making vaping illegal or juices illegal will be a gateway for other people to try something else, like a cigarette, which we all know is much worse for you. Do we want that? No, we don't. We don't want to resort to cigarettes. And also, not just cigarettes, but illegal devices, because everything's going to be banned. So we're going to get illegal devices, illegal cartridges, illegal pods, illegal juices. Who knows what the shit's in them, right? Like I said a million times, who knows what's in them? Don't ban the flavors. All these teens and adults that are posting about vaping, like the anti-vaping campaign, and all the people that are saying vaping is this.
The 18-year-old going viral with this photo from her hospital bed, a tube still pumping oxygen to her failing lungs. In her hands, a call to action.
Problem is, they're not telling the full story. Think about this. It's so much easier to go home and then get sick from something and blame it on something else. You would not want your parents to know you're smoking THC cartridges or cannabis, especially if it's not legal in your state, right? You don't want your parents knowing that. They're gonna freak the shit out. So all you have to tell them, oh, I bought a legal vape, a JUUL, and all that stuff. And your parents say, oh, that's wrong, right? They're not gonna kill you for it. So a lot of these people that are having these problems and cases, especially these young adults, are not telling the true story. I wish they would. Why are these young kids getting sick? Well, maybe you should boil down to the point of THC cartridges being illegal and THC cartridges being sold to little kids because they're looking for a fix or a high because they do not want their parents to know that they're smoking cannabis or vaping cannabis, whatever it is. And you know what? A lot of people came out about that. A lot of people admitted they had smoked THC cartridges, and they also found out that these cartridges had vitamin E acetate in them. Some people were responsible and admitted that they were smoking THC cartridges instead of actually vaping. Some of them would blame vaping on THC cartridges and vice versa. There's your problem. You're gonna blame vaping, but it was actually THC cartridges. The more the people come out, the more research could be done, and the more vaping could get a better name for itself and not penalize us for vaping regular things that will cause us no problem. Another problem I'm having, and it's stressing me out a lot, if you're gonna ban all these flavored pods, all these flavored juices, and only leave tobacco as a flavor, don't you think smoking a tobacco pod or juice is gonna be more likely giving you a chance to actually want to try cigarettes? Hey, let's give an example. I'm gonna start smoking tobacco. I'm like, oh, this tastes really good. That means I could probably try a cigarette because it actually tastes like this, right?
But there's only one product that the U.S. government is proposing to ban 98% plus of the products on the market and potentially send several million ex-smoking Americans back to cigarettes. That's the part that we are extremely concerned about and disappointed in President Trump for.
So this is also actually giving a gateway to teens and adults that were vaping and then have no choice but to vape tobacco juices, which taste like cigarettes, and they're gonna try cigarettes. It's simple. It makes sense. Like when people try something, they want to try something else that's related to that. And remember, cigarettes kill 480,000 people a year. By banning these flavors, you're giving a bigger opportunity for people to get back onto cigarettes. Maybe for cigarette companies' money. It's a conspiracy. We don't even know. Why is this all happening? Why are cigarettes not banned? Tell me. I need a response to that. Why are cigarettes not banned? And they want to ban vaping. I'm getting mad thinking about it. Very sad to see. Moral of the story here is stop buying cartridges and vapes off the street, especially if it's not legal in your state. Just make a good decision. If you're underage, please do not even try vaping. It's not cool, okay? It's for people that are trying to quit smoking. It's not supposed to be a trend. It's supposed to only help you if you're trying to quit smoking. And even if you are trying to quit smoking and you are a teenager, be of age. Your lungs are fragile. Do you want to destroy your lungs? Do you want to be able to have the possibility of getting some illegal cartridge or pod in your hands and possibly sending you to the hospital? Be smart, people. Vape at your own risk. Be intelligent. It's illegal for underagers for a reason, right? Stop looking for cheaper cheaper products, easier ways to get things. Don't do it. You're gonna end up hurting yourself in the end. Vaping has been around for 10 years. We need to stop this manipulation from the media. It's been around so long, and just the fact that this is happening all now, it sucks to see. It really does. And if you are having symptoms of vape-related lung illnesses, be truthful to your doctor. Don't lie to them. Don't give them information that's not false, because they can't help you then. If they can figure out the problem with vaping, then they can help you. THC cartridges, if you tell them you're vaping that, they're gonna be able to help you much easier instead of being sent to the hospital and they have no idea what the is going on. Think about it. Thank you very much for listening to this rant. I know it was long. I'm just trying to make people realize vaping is 95% safer than cigarettes and should not be categorized under THC cartridges. Vaping nicotine is totally different. Don't buy it from third-party sites. Do not buy it on the street. Buy it legally in a reputable shop and you're gonna be good. So for all my friends out there, vape safe and vape at your own risk. Fumb, duck out. I love you guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Fumb duck on the track, with a little rap. I'm here to celebrate because I did something great.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of views.
Yeah.
I hit 1K.
Yeah.
And I'm here to stay.